It's certainly important for the story of Black abolitionists in New Haven to be told, because the citizens today really need to understand the shoulders that they stand on, and that the price that was paid for them to have full freedom today came from some people who were literally willing to give their lives to make sure that these freedoms were had. The abolitionist movement in New Haven and the contributions of Black people at that time certainly detail that the Black community was organized already and organizing using old social networks that extended back generations. The Black community wasn't waiting on white saviorship, but they were already organized and working. You had men like Prince Duplex and William Lanson, J.W.C. Pennington, John Creed, Alexander Luca. These were all men who were leaders already in the community and then combined their powers to create more stability in the Black community. Black leaders in New Haven actively protested for their full citizenship rights. And that stretches back into the late 1700s, when sort of in the era of the revolution, you have Black people who are announcing their right to full citizenship rights. And to point out the hypocrisy that while white citizens were supporting taking up arms to fight for their freedom, there was this sort of purposeful ignoring of the rights of Black people. And so the Black citizens did not cower in that experience. They actively protested, and not just one time. That tradition of written protest goes on into the next generation. A natural part of organizing and certainly freedom would be to, one, establish institutions, and two, have institutions that were controlled and that served the Black population. And certainly you can look to the development of the early Black churches in the area of New Haven to really see where Black people organized and established some really viable and definite means of developing the Black community. The African Ecclesiastical Society was a group of Black leaders based in New Haven who met together to work towards and focus on the moral and spiritual development of New Haven's Black community. With Simeon Jocelyn's leadership and the support of the Congregational Church, the African Ecclesiastical Society grew into a full church, and that became the Temple Street Congregational Church. Well, many of the members and founders and leaders of these early Black churches did have a relationship to Yale. Many of them served in various service jobs throughout the city that brought them into contact with Yale students and professors. And so many of them did jobs like barbering. Some served as butlers or maids in the homes of Yale professors and some of the early presidents. And so you had a very layered relationship, one of support and friendship, and then on the other hand, some of these same people were actively working to suppress the rights of Black citizens. So it was a very layered relationship. Abolition work in New Haven was the catalyst for greater work that spread out amongst the country. If you look at the creation of the Temple Street Congregational Church and the institutions that came out of that, first Black schools, if you look at the achievements of people who were a part of that congregation, you see that whatever experiment, whatever process that took place here in New Haven, it worked.